I'm joined here by two amazing YouTubers that are also dedicated to Zelda and Nintendo, NintendoBOX and Macintyre Productions. Nintendo used to be known as the one console you had to own. They dominated the home console market with the NES, the Super Nintendo, the Nintendo 64, but have been losing fans these last few console cycles. But although they have trouble making consoles most gamers want, they have kept releasing the highest quality of games. They receive near perfect scores and hardly ever require patches or updates to work. If we look at other games that are a part of huge franchises such as Assassin's Creed Unity and Arkham City, which are some of the most anticipated games of the year, they either have game-breaking glitches or bugs that make you wonder how they ever got past Q&A, yet they sell millions and millions of copies. So my question is, with Nintendo putting out these almost flawless games such as Super Smash Bros. 4, Super Mario 3D World, Mario Kart 8, Wind Waker HD, Super Mario Maker, Super Mario Galaxy, Splatoon, and the upcoming Zelda Wii U? What is something they could do that would bring back all those hardcore gamers they have lost over the years, and reclaim their spot as not only the #1 game developer, but the #1 console maker as well?
I'm going to put it out there before Andy does, because I know it's going to be one that he mentions. So they could have definitely done with a Metroid game, a big Metroid game, and that definitely captures the a hardcore market. It captures something different than a lot of other Nintendo titles do. Possibly Zelda is the only other one that kind of crosses over with this. And a lot of people, while the Metroid titles don't sell that well, a lot of people respect Metroid a lot more than other Nintendo IP. They view it differently. These are a lot of the people, of course, that play games like Battlefield, Call of Duty, GTA, stuff like that. They generally like Metroid more than the other Nintendo IP. So I think that could definitely be one that Nintendo could have done with releasing on the Wii U. And Donkey Kong Country, while Tropical Freeze was a pretty good game, it didn't really carry that same kind of reputation with it that another Metroid Prime or another just general Metroid game would have. Another game that I could have seen releasing and, gathering a lot of success would have possibly been an F-Zero game. I know that's got a lot of fans now. That at the same time wouldn't have sold that well, so I'm not too sure, but it would have been another game which would have brought a lot of good reputation to Nintendo and to the Wii U, because that's a game that was pretty well awaited. And another game like that we're seeing actually coming out is Star Fox, and that's getting the praise from quite a few fans for that.
And going back with Metroid here, just to bring more clarification, like how Nintendo should really dish out these titles, Metroid cannot be treated like the Zelda and Mario series purely for the fact that Metroid does not sell in Japan at all. Metroid has always been a series that has been more popular in the West. And that's the thing with Metroid, is that I really don't like the notion that Nintendo wants to treat Metroid the same way as, or somewhat similar as, let's say, Metroid on Mario or Zelda. I would really like them to really bring more innovation towards that series. I believe, Maka, you gave a video about this very topic, in which Nintendo kind of had that similar role, and they gave 3D Metroid, the Prime series, on consoles, and they had the 2D Metroids on handhelds, and that was an excellent formula. I was convinced they were going to do that, but obviously they're not doing that, at least not at the moment.
No.
So I would definitely love to see something in that form in the future. In regards to other series and how they can bring that more forward, the Mario series, I'm confident they're already working on a new Mario game as of right now and make that as a launch title for the NX. And for Zelda, we already have Zelda Wii U, and we have no idea when that's coming out, or even the name, for crying out loud. But in that regard, I am somewhat optimistic of what Nintendo can dish out in terms of these titles. I just wish that we had more information. We don't even have Zelda Wii U's title, for crying out loud here. And Metroid, we have Federation Force. Looks fun, but it's not really the whole true Metroid-esque platform. And there's probably a new Mario game in development, but that's not even a confirmation in itself.
Yeah, I think that's something that maybe it's not a game that is not coming to the Wii U that would have sold, but something that would have sold more Wii U's is them kind of stepping up their game with Zelda Wii U. It's took them a long time to get around to it, and I realised that it surprised them how long it takes to create HD games, which it shouldn't because they started it like 6 years after everybody else, but I think that if they would have moved it along a bit quicker with Zelda, got that game out maybe the end of 2014 or sometime around that, it might sound a bit unrealistic, and it probably is, but it would have sold a lot more Wii U's to be advertising that at the time of the launch, because people love Zelda, and Zelda sells well. It's one of Nintendo's big franchises, and I think that having it now as one of the last games on the Wii is going to turn out to be just kind of it. They missed out on a good opportunity, and I think that they made a misstep in trying to make Skyward Sword, because that was very late in the Wii's in the generation that the Wii was in. So that's just another comment to interject there, but I'm not sure.
Right, and also while we're still on the subject, with games they can put out to sell more Wii U's or could have put out, their most popular games are the Mario games for obvious reasons, but this is just my opinion and I would like to hear yours on it as well. But I see Mario, unless it's a big game like Super Mario 64, Super Mario Galaxy, games like that, not really the 2D Mario games, but I see Mario as the game that if you already own a Wii U, that's what everybody is going to buy. But Zelda is the game that you actually buy the Wii U to play.
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that. I think that's spot on, to be honest.
Yeah. Like, if you already have the Wii U, then you buy Mario, but people wait for the Zelda game to come out to actually buy the system, and then they buy the Mario game. That's just my opinion, though. What about yours, Andy? How do you feel about that?
Well, in terms of Zelda Wii U, really Aonuma and Miyamoto are perfectionists. They always have been, in which they treat their particular projects as artwork, and they want to install it towards a highest peak of quality assurance. And that's really, I would say, the main concern of why Zeldas, at least for the past two ones, have been released at the, let's say, the ending of the life cycle of, let's say, the Wii for Skyward Sword and Zelda Wii U for the Wii U, is because they focus so much on the quality of the games that it's kind of detrimental for the console it's been on, since it takes such a long time to develop these games. I think Zelda Wii U, once it's released, or assuming it's releasing in 2016, has somewhere around like 6 or 7 years of development, and that's very long. And so Aonuma and Miyamoto are perfectionists in that end, which can be a good or bad thing. It's good for the games. I don't think it'd be good for the console. Right now, Zelda Wii U, it could be one of the greatest games ever created, but will it help the Wii U? Since it's pretty much releasing at such a at the end of the life cycle for the Wii U, I'm not really sure what's good for the console. If Zelda Wii U, let's say, was a launch title for the Wii U to begin with, I'm pretty sure that would rev the console up. But that's going to give it a minuscule amount of development time. So I would definitely recommend Nintendo to try to more schedule their time and pace their games, and which that could be, maybe they have done it in the past but hasn't worked so well for them. So, but I would definitely like to see them pump out more games, but also keep that quality assurance, but that's a tall order in itself.